What is up, YouTube? Alex coming back at you with a StarCraft 2 cast. Now, this is going to be a bit of an unusual one. This is a 2v2. It's going to be a Protoss team against a Terran team. So this is going to be a very interesting game here. This was sent to me by ZeCroiSSanT here, going against this enemy team. Awesome play last game. Very skilled you two are. Thank you, you two. No problem. Now, I was told that there's a bit of salt in this game. GonkBrain is a GM level player. He is a Grandmaster player. Now, I read those initial messages as sarcasm, but there were smiley faces involved, so I'm not sure if this is sarcastic or not, but we'll find out shortly. It does look like ZeCroiSSanT here putting down his gateway, and it looks like NoDataFound will be throwing down an early expansion here, followed by a gateway. He did commit that money to that Nexus first. Now, I did forget to introduce these players. We do have on the top right-hand side ZeCroiSSanT with his teammate NoDataFound. Two Protoss players here. On the bottom left-hand side, we do have CarpeNoctem versus GonkBrain. This is a GM level player here. I am curious to see what is going to happen. I don't normally cast 2v2 games, so there's going to be a lot to keep up with here. This SCV on this probe's ass right now. He is chasing him. This probe running for its life here. It looks like GonkBrain deciding to just go for the scout instead. Does see that this is going to be a double expansion here coming from our Protoss players. We do have a bit of a late cybernetics core here. This is likely due to the fact he went for such an early expansion here. ZeCroiSSanT with his later expansion, but nonetheless, it does look like this is going to be an earlier expansion than what the Terran players are having. They do have the command centers being built in the main base. Will likely land these in their natural positions here. Man, I am curious to see what this GM level player has. I'm also curious to see what this potential salt is going to be. I did get a bit of a spoiler here in my email, and I'm very excited to see what's going on. It looks like we have double Stargate. Oh, this is a crazy good position, I think, for NoDataFound. Double Stargate plus the shield battery. And this is very close to the main base of our Terran players here. Flying units will just be able to fly over these cliffs into the potential main base of our Terran players, and it looks like it will be Void Rays coming out. Good old unit. Old Faithful here, the Void Ray proxy. Oh, I love to see this. No pressure really being thrown down from the Terran players here. We do have an Oracle coming down as well. This is going to be interesting. So it seems to be a Stargate play from both Protoss players here. Now, man, I don't play 2v2 often, but I do love the design of these maps. The colors here are so cool. Just the line work. Very cool. Okay, I thought this might be a typo for push. It looks like they're getting ready to throw down the hurt on these Terran players here. Oh, here we go. I thought for a second, this was a Void Ray laser. GonkBrain reacting very well. These Marines, the tier 1 unit that can shoot up, will be able to take care of these Void Rays relatively easy here. Hellions, a decent unit, but not so much against Stalkers, and they are next to what is going to be 3 shield batteries. These Hellions getting cleaned up instead of throwing down the harassment against the Protoss players here. These pesky Void Rays just on a mission. They're out for blood on this command center here. Again, getting pushed back. These units playing tag here. Very good control by NoDataFound, keeping these Void Rays alive. They do manage to take out one Void Ray. Will they take out the second Void Ray here? Not quite, but it is very, very low in HP. It is softened up. This Oracle getting 12 kills in the background, though. Very, very strong push from our Protoss players right now. Unfortunately, that softened up Void Ray getting sniped by the Marines. This Void Ray, stubborn as ever, though, does manage to get a few kills. Will ultimately get pushed away by this missile turret here. We do have some Stalkers and a few more Void Rays holding this proxy position. More Void Rays getting pumped out by our Protoss players here. This Oracle, 0 kills, will go down, unfortunately. But Protoss controlling the game right now with this early pressure. Will this command center go down? It looks like it does. Sniping this Raven as well, not quite getting it. Very close. Good control by Carp right here. Looks like GonkBrain just working on macroing behind this. This is a lot of shield batteries to deal with, reinforced by 2 pylons. We do have ZeCroiSSanT here with the ground toss army, but it looks like they're getting caught just out of range from these shield batteries. GonkBrain with the GM level micro here, stutter stepping, just taking out most of ZeCroiSSanT's army here. Able to just get into the middle of these proxies here, depowering the Stargates and taking out all this pressure here. It does look like NoDataFound is going to just go for the harassment behind this. They are giving up on these proxies, and I do not blame them. That is a lot of ground bio, Terran bio to deal with. These SCVs working for their lives to keep that turret alive, and will keep it alive. Oh, does not quite get the kill on that. On those Void Rays. Doing the mass recall here. Is this it? Not quite, not quite. It does look like GonkBrain may have overextended himself just slightly. Does manage to drop these units. This is incredible micro to see. On top of just trickling his army out of these medevacs here, managing to get the burrow on these mines. I love the staggered position here of the mines. It does look like NoDataFound will be able to take out these 2 mines here, although I did like the position there. They were able to get taken out by the Protoss. GonkBrain just holding this 2v2 on his own right now. This is crazy to watch. All these probes, these poor probes getting melted. It does look like this base may go down. I would suggest possibly canceling these warping in of the gateways here. Does look like they will ultimately get canceled. GonkBrain just on a mission to take out Protoss here and punish that initial proxy play. Oh my god, dude. We do have a relatively good position here with the cannons, multiple pylons, and the shield battery. I'd love to see one more shield battery. In fact, there is another shield battery coming down right here. Behind this, it looks like there was an attempt to throw down some harassment on the other side here, but it looks like this medevac just being a scout, it will get destroyed. Luckily, it was empty. We do have GonkBrain here. This is stressful. GM player going against what I believe are possibly diamond level players, although I am not entirely sure. I do like the sprinkling in of DTs here along with the Colossi. We'll be able to push this bio army back and ultimately keep this base alive. We do have 2 more bases on the other side of the map though, which are currently safe from this pressure. Looks like GonkBrain is fixated on the right side of the map here. Yeah, man, y'all are good. I can't tell if that is sarcasm or not. I will be honest. It almost seems like he's mad, but maybe that's just the toxic gamer in me. I'm not entirely sure. Okay, it does look like we have GonkBrain. Ooh, going for this. Does spot a lonely base here. Does not look like he cares too much about it, though. I think he's fixated on going in for the heart of what is the Protoss production here. He wants to destroy as much production as he can. Gets pushed back slightly by this cannon, but does not care. And we have units... Oops, sorry about that. We have units throughout the map. It looks like they might throw pressure down on this expansion here as well. It does look like Thermal Lance did finish. Or actually, possibly was canceled. Let's check out the upgrades here. No, it was finished. So these Colossi will have the range to deal with some of this pressure here. We do have at the same time the destruction of this Protoss expansion here. Terran doing great work at punishing what is an initial proxy opener by our Protoss players. The minimap is absolutely lit up right now. There's units moving around everywhere. I'm having trouble keeping up. This is crazy. I'm not used to casting 2v2 games. On top of that, having a 2v2 game with a GM. Throughout all these fights, it does look like GonkBrain doing a great job at keeping the armies alive here. These probes trying to hide, but it looks like they will get destroyed. We do have Protoss. It doesn't look like they really know what to be doing right now. These medevacs, hero medevacs. Oh, it looks like we have mines here. Let's check out the kills here. There were probes running around. 4 kills plus 2, only 6 kills cumulatively on those mines. Could be a lot worse. I do like the position here of these Colossi. They will be able to eventually shut down some of what is some very frustrating harassment here. All in all, not too much production lost, but man, they did lose these 2 bases here. There's 2 Protoss bases on the left side of the map here. We do have a counterplay coming in from our Protoss players. Throwing down the storms. Looks like these SCVs trying to stay out of the fight. They will run back to the mineral line here. This is a strong counter from Protoss, though, all things considered. We do have more Marines coming to reinforce this. They will eventually clean up what is left of the Protoss army, but they were able to take out a lot of GonkBrain's units here. I'm trying to understand what NoData is saying. I can't blame him for the typos, though. This game is just non-stop action right now. We do have a bunch of probes down in the bottom right-hand corner. Will they get found by GonkBrain is the question. A lot of Marines, though. We have no income. They have to push, and that is true. They did lose a lot of their income here. It's not the worst, but they are going to be behind if they don't do something right now. We do have Marines keeping an eye out on this potential expansion here. I do like how ZeCroiSSanT is expanding behind this, despite the fact that it looks like it's going to be taken out. GonkBrain does see this. This army will be caught out of position, though. Looks like he didn't know what to do there for a second after spotting that there is a huge Protoss ball here that will catch some of these Terran units out of position. GonkBrain does look like he ultimately took out that expansion here and is coming back to help reinforce this. The storms melting through so much of this bio. Protoss ball really showing its power here. Hero Vikings taking out all those Colossi, though. That is huge. Those Colossi were putting in work. And it looks like now GonkBrain kind of in a tough position in terms of deciding what to do. A lot of this army is being destroyed by the Protoss players here. Our Protoss team making the comeback. I have to say it was looking very, very good for Terran there for a second. Oh my god, dude. There's so much action going on in this game. These poor SCVs just being stormed. They were trying to, it looks like, maybe repair some of these Vikings here. Protoss breaking through just barely. It looks like the macro for GonkBrain is starting to falter here just a little bit. We do have a bunch of Charge Zealots, though, coming in to reinforce this. This might be the saving grace of the Protoss right now. GonkBrain doing a good job at splitting these, but these Zealots are going to be very, very difficult to deal with. Capital LOL by GonkBrain, leaving the game immediately. No GG, leaving our Protoss players victorious. That was an insane, action-packed game. I had trouble keeping up with it all for a long time. This entire mini-map was just lit up. What an insane game to watch. GonkBrain is a Grandmaster level player, though, so I'd expect nothing less in terms of the action here. Really fun opener to see with that proxy double Stargate. Great call from NoDataFound to push after they had no income and just commit to a possible win here, which they ultimately did after pushing through a couple of these bases here. GonkBrain just was not able to out macro two Protoss players, and ultimately our Protoss won the game. There was some salt there. ZeCroiSSanT did not lie. That LOL, leave the game. You know, its own form of GG, we could say. But anyway, if you enjoyed what you saw, please consider sending me some casts. I will put my email down in the description below. And if you feel so inclined, please send me a like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And I'll see you guys on the next one.